Hi everyone. Most of you probably don't know who I am. Some of you might. A teeny tiny population of you might know who I am. My name is Sophia, if you know me from the normal world, or Zosha, if you know me from the dance world. And so I love to travel and I love to dance, and if I can do both at the same time, that is great and fulfills everything that I would love to do as a human, as a dancer. So this video is kind of an introduction to a larger story that I'm going to be talking about in the future. I don't know when in the future, but I figured maybe this platform would be a great way for me to at least start talking about it. I tried to start a podcast, but I hate having to do something every week. So again, even with these videos, they're probably not going to be every week, just every so often, just so I can get myself comfortable with speaking and being in front of a camera and learning how to speak. Because I know eventually I'm gonna have to be in front of people and being a spokesperson. Somebody had actually said that starting a podcast is a great way to start speaking. So that's why I did my podcast. But by the end of the episode, I was like, I feel like I've told my entire story through that. So I was like, I don't know if there's any more that I can really delve into. Maybe I can in the future. I don't know. But I just wanted to hop on here after actually having a little bit of a crying sesh, because I'm actually writing an autobiography of what happened to me growing up to create the person that I am today. And I've actually had this dream of writing this autobiography ever since I was a little girl. So maybe it was just something that was meant to happen. I don't know if I necessarily believe in fate, but I like to believe that there's something out there, and maybe I have a future where if I follow this path, I will do the thing, I will find what I'm supposed to do. I don't know. Are we really supposed to be doing one thing or another? Why does it take for some people very few years in their life? They'll know when they're young what they're supposed to do, but for others, it'll take 20, 30 years, maybe even longer. And when it seems to take so long, sometimes we start to think if it's worth it to keep going. And that's a really scary thought for me to even think about, because I'm like, I would like to think that there's something greater for me out there. I would like to think that I'm supposed to be doing something with my life, but I don't know what that is. And I wish that we could just, go to a fortune teller or somebody who can just tell us what we're supposed to do, so that we don't have to live our lives with so much angst and anxiety about, oh, is this what I'm supposed to be doing? Then why aren't I why aren't I happy? Why aren't I successful, in here and in here? Not just necessarily financially successful, but I kind of wish I was just financially free. I wish that I could continue living, in a place where I'm happy to be there. At least if you're happy in your home, then that's one sort of freedom. But I'm not even happy in my home, and I spend most of my time in my home, and I kind of think maybe it's because of since I travel so much, for me, a lot of it is being physical, because I live in the Midwest, and because I live in the Midwest, we are known for not having a lot of sun. And people are just like, well, why don't you move somewhere else? I can't right now. I still have quite a few months before I can actually leave my lease, first of all. Second of all, I don't know what kind of jobs I can actually get out there. And once the next 3 months is over, I know that I can actually get a job and I can stick with it, or at least for the time being I can, and I'll figure it out later. Another thing is, it's so much more expensive out there than it is where I am. So I'm a little bit nervous that if I can't make ends meet in a place where I'm barely paying anything, compared to the rest of the nation, how am I going to be when I'm out there? Um, so, like, am I going to be able to make ends meet? And will I be able to um, stop being so impulsive with every decision that I make? So that's actually a huge thing for people in my generation, trying to make ends meet. Why do we have to do everything? Why does everything have to be with social media? It's actually kind of annoying. Um, and for me, I feel like that I was born in the wrong generation, because I feel like everything is kind of going downhill for everyone, or for the majority of my generation at least. And I think that it's getting harder for us to make ends meet without getting in trouble. And it's not something that we ever really used to be having to worry about as much in the past. It's just getting worse and worse, and I don't know how anybody is expecting to continue living in a house and being able to pay for gas, even just getting to work or keeping a stable job, um, being financially free. It's a lot to think about. And it's funny, I didn't even hop on here to try and talk about all that, but I am writing a story about my life, from when I was a baby and up till now. So when I was a child, I was actually born in Cambodia, which is between, like, Thailand and Vietnam, and Laos over there as well. Um, but I was actually taken from my family, and I don't know the details, and I think that I would like to discuss this with my family, but I know it's going to be a very hard conversation to talk about. But back in I think it was the late 90s, all of these children were being taken from their families in Cambodia, and they were sold to Western parents. I don't know if it was just in America, but that's where I landed. And because of all of that happening, I didn't know that all of that had happened. I knew that I was adopted. That's pretty much all that I knew growing up. Um, but yeah, I was adopted. I knew that I never really belonged in my family. I didn't really feel like I belonged at school. Even now, I kind of don't fit in with the rest of society. At my job, I don't really fit in with them. At my last job, like, none of my jobs leading up to where I am now have really helped me. And so I'm kind of struggling in that way, where it's like, maybe I can't hold down a 9 to 5. I don't know why. Like, what's wrong with me? But anyway, so along with my story, is this finding out that, like, all of this stuff happened as a baby. But, like, when I was in middle school through high school, I was very, very depressed. And even through college, and even now, I hit moments of being very, very depressed. And then I started to develop really high anxiety. And now, I mean, most of what I do now, I'm not around a lot of people. I don't really have the people that I can talk to. Which is kind of scary to me, because it's like, how am I supposed to survive this life if I feel like I can't talk to anybody? And I know people are always like, no, you can talk to me, but to me, it's like, I'm grateful that, like, you say that and that you want to be there, but it's not always what I need. What they say might not always be what I need. And you may think, why don't you get a therapist, But I cannot afford a therapist. So if somebody has something where it's like free therapy, that'd be great, you know. Um, but I've looked at so many different alternatives, and even at those online ones, I can't even afford those ones, you know. So it's very, I'm just in a place where I'm very stuck right now. So I decided to start writing my autobiography, and start writing about the things that had happened to me as a baby, and being very, like, going through high school and middle school and being very suicidal, and you know, like, knowing that there was something out there for me, maybe whatever is about to happen within the next several years or whatever is what I'm supposed to do. And I'm hoping that this is where I find myself, and I find what I'm supposed to do, and I'm able to talk to people. But I'm also very, very scared. Um, and I've expressed this to some of my friends and some of the people that maybe are helping me with this project. I'm very scared to delve into those stories of what happened to me growing up. There's a lot of trauma, and I know that I'm gonna need some help getting through it. But I wanted to start out with telling my like a very tiny snippet of my life, just to introduce myself, you know. Hi, I'm Sophia. I'm a traveler, and I'm a dancer, and I've gone across the world to Greece now twice to dance, with a dancer from New York who actually brought a bunch of dancers from around the world to create some projects with her for a couple of years. And she actually travels and she dances and she gets paid to do all of this. And I would love to do that. I would love to run retreats one day, to help girls or people, you know, I'm just going to say generalized people. I want to help them so that they don't have to grow up like I did. And I've heard of these programs, you know, of dancers, you know, helping younger people just learn things that I wish everybody could have learned growing up. I wish I had been a part of these programs growing up, but I was so mentally distraught as a kid. I was an artist. I was in all the art classes, and I was showing my struggle through my art, and sometimes I would actually get in trouble with it, you know. But I I didn't find dance until I was in college, you know. But dance is the thing that saved me, and then from there I really started to learn how to get out of that. Um, I don't know, like feeling like I'm drowning all the time. And sometimes it helps, like most times it helps, and sometimes it doesn't, which is unfortunate. But I'm learning, you know. And right now, writing my autobiography, I'm kind of just trying to learn how to get through it. Um, and I'm working with somebody who said maybe we could get funding for somebody else to write it. And now that I sit here, I'm like, I think that for this story, I have to write it myself. I have, it has to be very raw, and it has to be my voice. And I'm afraid. I'm scared of what's going to come out of it. I'm scared of what I'm going to find out about myself. Things that are going to pop back up. But yeah, if you want to learn more about my trafficking story, maybe I can do more videos like this. If you want to come along with me on my travels, that would be awesome. I will try and put a link somewhere of my travel page and my dance stuff. You can find me on Facebook and Instagram, mostly Instagram. Sophia the Wanderluster, Wander with an A, Sophia with a PH. That's my travel page. You'll see my posts, me traveling the country, traveling the world with my dog, Vala. Um, and yeah, and then my dance page is Dance with Zosia, and Zosia is Zosia. So you can follow me out over there, as well, and you can see the style of dance that I do. I don't post too much about my dance right now, but I want to get back into it because I did take the last year off of dance, which is maybe something I can talk about in the future. But yeah, I don't really know what else I can talk about, but if you want to know more about my story, just let me know. Send me a DM, comment on the video, like, subscribe, do all the things. But yeah, just if you have any suggestions for like a free therapist or something, or maybe I could start a GoFundMe so that I could actually fund a therapist for me to get through my autobiography, because it's going to be really hard. It is going to talk about what I had to go through, my journey to America from Cambodia, being trafficked as a child for adoption, and the things that I found out about how the woman that like she had been a part of this, the main woman, she only got 18 months of jail. As far as I know, she got 18 months of jail for trafficking like 700 to 800 children from Cambodia, because it's technically not illegal at that time to traffic for adoption. So that's going to be part of my story. And growing up with not such a great family. I mean, my dad, I love him. My aunt, I love her. My sister, I love her. But my mom wasn't the best person in my life. So I'm going to have to delve into those emotions. And having to talk about being suicidal when I was 13. Through high school, and how I was literally basically watched by every teacher every single year of high school, and through college having to deal with that, and having to take so many medications, and how now I refuse to take pharmaceuticals. So it's gonna be a long story, totally worth it to write about, and eventually I hope to become a spokesperson for this. And yeah, I'm gonna be working with a friend. Go check out one of my pages. Maybe we'll do a live on there and we'll get to talk about some stuff. But yeah, I don't know what else I can talk about. I might even do a live on my Instagrams, one of them, or whatever. I'm trying to bring them together, just kind of merge them so that people can like see that I do travel and dance, because I love dance so much, and it is the thing that saved me. So now I want to teach others how finding the thing, whatever it is for them, it doesn't have to be dance, but finding the thing can save them. Because I have lost some friends to suicide. So yeah, literally everything is going to be on there. So let me know if you'd like me to do more videos, and I'll post them. I don't even know. We'll see how it goes. Okay. Thank you guys. Bye.